What's going on, everybody, and welcome back for a new video. I haven't really been uploading these cannons right here. I have to do something else to do it. The start of Vanity was a little bit rough on me, so I didn't really have the time to record this, but now right here we are. So this right here is a 100 stacker efficiency fusion, and let's just go straight into it. So I made a video about, I'm pretty sure it's 1 day ago, where I kind of explained how all this works. And hopefully you guys understood that. Hopefully, I tried to make it as simple as possible to kind of show you everything and why it's parallel fusion and stuff like that. But it can be very confusing to understand. But hopefully you guys got the drill. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and go around it a little bit on this video here, but also going to show you around a little bit on how to do different stuff, because some comments ask me to do that. Now, also, I got some comments, so let's go ahead and fire again. I also got some comments about how to water this cannon right here. And I choose to do two different schematics of my cannons now. One that is not watered and one that is watered. And of course, when I try to water it, I'll take out the bedrock underneath, fire it with water in, and make sure it works. But I have done that with all my cannons I release. Every single cannon I release have already been tested with water to make sure it works, because when you have this bedrock underneath, there might be some TNT and sand colliding inside the cannon when it blows up and shoot it out. So I've seen that there can be issues with that, so I am always trying to make sure I just test it 100% before I release it for you guys, so we don't really get so many mistakes. And when I say so many mistakes, there have been mistakes with my cannons. It's rare that it happens. Mostly it's more mistakes from the guy that downloaded it. Not that I'm going to accuse anyone. I'm just simply pointing out that when you print in a cannon and stuff like that, there might be glitch blocks and stuff like that. So that's one of the main problems. But this right here is the 100 efficiency fusion, and right now we're shooting at these blocks right here. There's a chunk in between. So from in between the cobblestone to cobblestone, there's one chunk. Right now we're looking at around, I'm pretty sure we can go down and take a look at it. Right now we're looking at 12 chunks, so of course we will be able to shoot way further than that before we see any dip. And that's because we're using this parallel fusion technique or design, or concept, so I can call it. So we pretty much have everything as close to the power as possible. And of course it is possible to get it closer than this. It's just you can't get it closer than, like, it's impossible to get it closer than I have already done. So of course if you use another design of a cannon, you'll probably be able to get it way further. I know you can realign your power to the back and everything to the front, and you'll get 0.2 distance, and it will make it shoot way further. But I kind of went with like a normal design. I kind of went with let me go ahead and stack this up. So I kind of went with a normal design, so it looks like a normal cannon, because I know that a lot of you guys is not really that experienced in cannons. So what I did is that I tried to make it as, let's call it as normal as possible, so you guys wouldn't be confused about what's going on. So it looks kind of normal, so everything that you are used to, like how to change the hammer, you know, it's always right here on my cannons, and the slap bus is also right here, and the scatter is in the right position, and everything is pretty much the same. This just shoots way further and doesn't really drop that much. But let me look at where we're at right now. Of course we did a little bit, so it's 17 chunks, and then we have to plus minus a chunk, because I'm pretty sure I made the walls. Oh yeah, I made the wall all the way over here. But this right here should be able to shoot at least 22 chunks. That means an entire buffer before adding any power, ticks, or anything really. So you should just be able to build this cannon right here, and you should then be able to fire it without any problems whatsoever. And that's kind of the goal right here, is to make a cannon that you guys don't need to modify too much on, because that is just getting a little bit messy, because there's a lot of people that don't really understand how to change my cannons and any cannons at all. So it might get a little bit confusing. So I'm gonna try to make it as user friendly as possible and still have the same effect. Of course we could have made this cannon here shoot way further if we choose to do the 1.2 distance. But it wouldn't look the same. It wouldn't look like a normal cannon. You guys might feel a little bit confused about that. So that's why I made it like I did right here. It's still parallel fusion since everyone goes into the exact same lane. As you can see right here, everything works perfectly. Nothing dips before anything else, so it is parallel fusion. Parallel fusion kind of means that everything goes into the same shot. So it means that everything goes under the same wire level. So when you shoot at wire level 100, it is going to shoot. It's not going to dip any hammer or sand or anything really below that. Oh, it looks like we haven't really. I think we need to load the chunks now. Let me go have a look if we need to do that. Looks like we need to do that. Let me just make sure here. Sometimes one shot fucks up a little bit. Sometimes you'll actually have to load the chunk before it actually do anything, which is pretty funny because I haven't really seen that before on the Donator server. And I also know that. Oh, another thing. Also know that on Donator server. Why is it doing this? So also known on the Donator server, you are allowed to use way more TNT than on a normal server. So that's why some of my cannons, like my autos, are not really working on the normal one-shot server. This is kind of sad. But I guess that's how it is. Let's see if we can get this one to shoot. Oh, that looks like it's shot. I heard it at least. Nope, doesn't work. What are we at now? We are around. I don't even see the shot. We are at 23 plus or minus. So let's have a look. There's no sand anywhere. 23 chunks right now, and we should be able to shoot further than that. What is going on? Looks like you're gonna need an alt at the cannon or something like that to. Come on. Nothing. All right, let me quickly get an alt on, standing at the cannon, and then we will continue. All right, here we go. I got an alt on right now. I'm not really sure why one shot is doing something like this. It's a little bit scary. But let's go ahead and continue. And let's press the button again. You can hear the sound at the cannon as well. Alright, so right here at around, what is this, 23 and then plus 1 chunk, so 24 chunks. At 24 chunks, that is where the cannon starts to fail. So that means that, of course, if they had an entire buffer, meaning from here to, what is this, around, right, where's it at? Around right here is the full buffer, and this right there is going to be their base, where you can left shoot or right shoot or do whatever you feel necessary. So, of course, you'll just be able to go through an entire buffer without any problems. Now, my alt is here. We'll actually be able to change it up a little bit. Because there's two ways you can go for it. If you want to go shoot further, if you want to go further than 24 chunks, it is actually possible. Now, you could go ahead and add more power. Right now, we are using each side for individual shots. So this right over here is the hammer and the red sand and the scatter, while this one over here is the sand and the slap bust. So of course it does look like kind of a lot, but it's not really that much. 24 chunks is the limit of these ticks right here. Now you can either choose to add a hammer, or sorry, you can either choose to add power. So what, a hammer? Okay, you can either choose to add power, or you can add some ticks. So if you add a tick right here and add a tick over here, it will go further. Now, these ticks right here is not added to the cannon itself in the schematic, because it actually starts to dip 1 block when it does that, and it doesn't really seem to work. What's going on here? What's going on? That should be possible. Wait it out, boys. Not really sure what's going on. Let's figure it out. I just did the testing 2 seconds ago. Wait, there's no TNT. Okay, well, let's try one more time. I'm not really sure why that fucked up. Why does it not even... Do I have TNT toggle on? I don't. Okay, great. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, okay, here comes the TNT. Alright, let's see if it works now. Okay, well, that is very weird. I'm sorry about that. But I do know you can add 1 tick to your hammer. It will work just fine. It will go further. But when you add 1 tick to your hammer, you should also know that... Why is it not loading the TNT? That's weird. Once it is being weird today. But when you're adding 1 tick to your hammer, you would be able to go a little bit further. And that's simply because the hammer does have a... The hammer does have a difference between... or other difference between the sand and the slap bust. So So of course, the slab boss is coming from the top. It's going to land directly on top of that trapdoor right there. Right there, it's going to directly on top of it. The same with the sand, where you're able to get the sand extremely close to the trapdoor before exploding. Now, it's a little bit different about the power. Sorry, the hammer, because the hammer is actually getting shot from this position right here, or this position right here. Doesn't really matter, but it starts over here, so it's getting compressed by these boosters right here, all the way to around right here, and then the final booster is going to boost it all the way over. So when the final booster is going all the way over here, there is not really too much time for the cannon to actually dip the next shot. So the TNT is going to get out, it is going to dip like half a block, but of course it's nothing compared to the sand and the slab bust. So that's why we're getting this effect at 24 chunks. Now, it's nothing you'll be able to feel. You don't feel the dip. There is no dip. There is no dip. The hammer just doesn't get here in time. You even see the hammer exploding right here before it hits the wall. It's not because there's any dip. It's just because it doesn't have enough force to reach the wall before exploding. And at some point, you would be able to add one tick, as I just did. And you would be able to shoot further, because then it's going to go further. The hammer will go further, but doing so will also make the cannon dip one block. So if you were to cannon one of these walls right here, say that this right here is the top of your barrel, right there. Oh, that's probably better to do a block. Now, if you add one tick to your hammer, the entire shot is going to dip one block. So meaning that instead of having the hole right there, it's going to be right there. So that means that it's not really something you'll be able to feel unless you're shooting at obsidian, because obsidian has more durability, meaning you'll be able to clip on obsidian. But it doesn't really matter, because you're already through the entire buffer before you add that tick. It's only when you're ready to reverse, if they have a long base. Of course, you'll be able to do a 5x5 base, perfectly fine. But you do need to add one tick. Or you don't really need to, but if you add one tick, you would be able to reverse up and stuff like that. Or you can just add power, you'll be able to go 30, 40 chunks, whatever. But it's just a little, I'm not really sure why it didn't work though. I just tested it. You don't even see the shot, so I'm not really sure what that is. But it does work, so if you want to shoot further, it is definitely possible. It is just important to know that if you add that tick, the shot is going to dip one block. That's also why I added this amount of power, because you don't want to add ticks midway into a raid. It's going to look stupid. So that's why it's also important to do things another way. Like adding power is definitely one option when you want to shoot further than 24 chunks. But it shouldn't really be necessary. But I think that would be just about it for this video here, guys. If you guys have any questions about this cannon here, go ahead and let me know down below. If you want to learn how to do different things with this cannon here, I know it's a little bit, it's a little bit strange. This cannon here is a little bit strange because you don't have a guider. Everything is inside one block, so it's still very confusing for some of you guys on how to make this cannon do stuff. So it's important for me that you don't see this cannon here as too different, because I really tried to make this cannon not look different whatsoever. I've really tried my best to make it look like a completely normal cannon, where you know, when the slab bus is there, hammer's there, Sancom is there, you know, ticks is changed, you know. So it's important for me to make sure that these cannon here doesn't scare you away and doesn't look too different for you guys to use. So if you have any questions, I will gladly help. But I think that'll be just about it for this video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video here. If you do, remember to like this video here. Comment down below again if you have any questions, suggestions whatsoever. But as most important, remember to subscribe to my channel. My name is Dexter, and I'm out.